When someone stops taking you seriously, try these 5 simple tips and see what happens. Have you ever been in a conversation where you suddenly realize, wait a minute, they're not even taking me seriously? Maybe it's the way they brush off your ideas, interrupt you mid-sentence, or laugh like you're joking when you're dead serious. It's frustrating, isn't it? Almost like you're invisible, like your words don't hold weight. And the worst part? The more you try to prove yourself, the more they seem to dismiss you. But here's the truth. People treat you the way you allow them to. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to shift that dynamic so that people stop underestimating you and start listening. I'm not talking about being aggressive or forcing respect. That doesn't work. What I'm about to share are 5 simple psychological shifts, things that instantly change the way people perceive you, things that make them stop, pay attention, and actually take you seriously. And trust me, tip number 5, that one will change everything. So if you're tired of being overlooked, tired of being the person people don't take seriously, this is your moment to change that. Let's get into it. Part 1. Why people stop taking you seriously and how to fix it. All right, before we dive into the 5 tips, let's get real for a second. Why do people stop taking you seriously in the first place? It's not random. There are patterns, things that whether we realize it or not, signal to others that they can disregard us. Now, I'm not saying this is your fault, but I am saying you have more control over it than you think. Here are the 5 biggest reasons people might not take you seriously. Inconsistency. You say one thing, but do another. One day you're confident, the next you second-guess yourself. That sends mixed signals, and people lose trust in your words. Over-explaining and apologizing too much. Ever find yourself saying things like, "Sorry, I just wanted to say," or, "I know this might sound dumb, but," when you talk like you don't believe in yourself, people won't believe in you either. Not setting boundaries. If you let people interrupt you, dismiss your ideas, or joke at your expense without pushing back, they'll assume it's okay to keep doing it. Seeking validation. If you constantly look for approval, whether in your tone, your words, or even your body language, people sense that insecurity. And unfortunately, the world tends to respect certainty more than doubt. Lack of presence and confidence. You ever notice how some people walk into a room and instantly command attention? That's not luck. That's presence. And presence comes from how you carry yourself, your voice, your eye contact, your body language. Now, the good news? None of this is permanent. In fact, you can start changing the way people see you today, and we're starting with the most underrated power move ever: silence. Part 2. Tip number 1. Master the power of silence. Let me ask you something. What do you do when someone challenges you, dismisses you, or doesn't take you seriously? Most people either A. Over-explain. No, what I meant was, let me clarify. Or B. Get defensive. You don't understand. Listen to me. But here's what powerful people do instead. They pause. They hold the moment. Why? Because silence is power. Think about the most respected people you know. Do they ramble? Do they over-explain? Or do they say something and let it sit? How to use this in real life. When someone dismisses you, instead of reacting, just stop talking. Look at them. Hold eye contact. Let them sit with what they just said. I promise you, that pause will say more than any argument ever could. When you're making a point, say it, and then stop. Don't keep adding unnecessary words. Let your words hold weight. When you're challenged, Take a breath before responding. Instead of rushing to defend yourself, pause, then speak. Example: imagine you're in a meeting and someone interrupts you or dismisses your idea. Instead of saying, "Oh, wait, no, let me explain," just stop. Look at them. Let the silence build. Then, when you do speak, say, "I wasn't finished." That's it. No over-explaining, no justifying. Just a simple, confident statement. Try this. The next time someone underestimates you, don't fill the space with nervous words. Let silence do the work. And trust me, when you master this, people will start listening. Now, let's talk about the next step: how to set boundaries and make sure people respect them. Part 3. Tip number 2. Set boundaries with a firm tone, without being rude. Let's talk about boundaries, because here's the truth. People will treat you the way you allow them to. If someone constantly talks over you, dismisses your opinions, or jokes at your expense, and you don't push back, they're going to keep doing it. And before you know it, you become that person in their eyes. The one who doesn't have a strong presence, the one they can ignore, interrupt, or overlook. But here's the thing. Setting boundaries isn't about being aggressive. It's not about snapping or being confrontational. It's about communicating respect for yourself. And the way you do that, your tone. How to set boundaries. With your tone. Most people make one of two mistakes when setting boundaries. They're too soft. I don't really like when you do that, if that's okay. They're too aggressive. You need to stop that right now. Neither works. The key? A firm, calm tone. No extra words, no emotional outbursts, just clear, direct communication. Example 1. Someone keeps interrupting you. Wrong way. "Oh, sorry. Can I just finish my thought real quick?" Right way. "I wasn't finished speaking." Then pause. Example 2. A friend keeps making jokes at your expense. Wrong way. "Haha, okay. That's kind of mean though." Right way. "That's not funny." Don't do that again. Example 3. A coworker takes credit for your work. Wrong way. "Oh, actually, I kind of worked on that too, just saying." Right way. "That was my work. I'd appreciate it if that was acknowledged." Why this works? It stops the behavior immediately without inviting debate. It shows confidence. You don't need to justify or over-explain. It sets the tone for how people treat you moving forward. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But won't this make people think I'm rude? No. What's rude is people disrespecting you. Standing up for yourself isn't rude. It's necessary. So here's your challenge. The next time someone crosses the line, don't smile. Don't laugh it off. Don't soften your words. Just state your boundary and let it sit. Now let's take it a step further with tip number 3. How to say less, but mean more. Part 4. Tip number 3. Say less, mean more. Ever notice how the most respected people in the room don't talk the most? They don't fill silence with nervous words. They don't over-explain. They say what they need to say, then stop. And that's exactly why people listen to them. Why over-explaining makes people take you less seriously. The more you explain yourself, the more it sounds like you're trying to convince people. And when you try too hard to convince people, they assume you're not sure of yourself. Think about it. If someone says, "I'm really serious about this," do you believe them more? Or does it sound like they're trying too hard? Confidence is in simplicity. How to say less and mean more. Cut out unnecessary words. Instead of saying, "I think maybe we should consider doing this," Just say, "We should do this." Let your words breathe. Say something, then stop. Don't rush to fill silence. Don't justify yourself unless absolutely necessary. If you make a decision and someone asks, "Why?" instead of saying, "Well, I just felt like it was the best choice because," just say, "Because I decided to." When someone challenges you, don't react emotionally. Instead of saying, "No, you don't understand. What I meant was," just say, "I stand by what I said." Example: a boss or coworker questions your decision. Wrong way. "Oh, I just thought maybe it would be a good idea because of X, Y, and Z. But if you think otherwise, I guess that makes sense." Right way. "I made that choice because it's the most effective solution." Then stop talking. See the difference? One sounds uncertain. The other sounds like a leader. Now, this doesn't mean you should never explain yourself, but it does mean you should only explain when necessary, and even then, keep it simple. Because the less you explain, the more people assume you know what you're doing. And trust me, when you start talking less but saying more, people start taking you way more seriously. Now let's talk about how you carry yourself, because your body language might be the reason people aren't respecting you. Part 5. Tip number 4. Walk, talk, and move with purpose. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Before you even open your mouth, people have already decided how seriously they're going to take you. Think about it. Ever seen someone walk into a room and immediately you could tell they were important? They didn't have to say anything, you just knew. That's presence. And presence isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's not about having a flashy outfit or demanding attention. It's about how you carry yourself, how your body language shapes, how people treat you. If you slouch, look down, and avoid eye contact, what does that tell people? That you're unsure, unimportant, or easily overlooked. If you fidget, talk too fast, or hesitate before speaking, what does that say? That you don't fully believe in what you're saying. But if you stand tall, move with purpose, and look people in the eye, people take you more seriously before you even say a word. How to instantly improve your presence. 1. Fix your posture. Stand tall. Shoulders back, chest open, head up. Take up space. Don't shrink yourself. Own the room. Move like you belong. 2. Slow down everything. Slow down your walk. Walk like you have nowhere to be but where you are. Slow down your speech. When people rush their words, it sounds like they're afraid they'll be cut off. But when you slow down, it forces people to listen. 3. Eye contact. Authority. When you speak, hold eye contact, not in a creepy way, but in a steady, confident way. When someone speaks to you, listen with your whole body. No darting eyes, no nervous movements. Just focus. 4. Intentional gestures. No nervous fidgeting. No crossing your arms defensively. If you use your hands when talking, make the movements purposeful, not frantic. Example: how this changes everything. Let's say you walk into a meeting, a social event, or even a casual conversation. You walk in, slouching, looking down, standing off to the side. People subconsciously register you as passive, unimportant, easy to ignore. You walk in with confidence, standing tall, making eye contact, moving with purpose. Before you even speak, people are already treating you differently. And the best part? You don't have to say a word. Your presence does all the work. Now here's what I want you to do. For the next 24 hours, be hyper-aware of your posture, your movement, and your eye contact. Adjust as needed. Watch how people start responding to you differently. And now, it's time for the final tip. And trust me, this is the one that will truly make people respect you. Part 6. Tips number 5. Let your actions speak louder than words. Here's something you need to remember. At the end of the day, respect isn't given because you demand it. It's given because you've earned it. You can master silence. You can set boundaries. You can walk with confidence. But if your actions don't back up your words, none of it will matter. Think about the people you respect the most. Is it because they talk big, or because they follow through? That's the real key. If you want people to take you seriously, let your actions do the talking. How to make people respect you? Through action. 1. Be unshakable in your commitments. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you set a boundary, stick to it. If you make a decision, own it. The mistake most people make: they talk about their goals, their plans, their ambitions, but never follow through. And guess what? People stop taking them seriously. The solution: stop announcing what you're going to do, just do it. Let the results speak for themselves. 2. Be consistent every single day. One confident moment doesn't change how people see you. One strong boundary doesn't fix everything overnight. One moment of good posture doesn't make you instantly respected. But consistency? That's what transforms everything. If one day you act confident, but the next day you shrink back, people won't take you seriously. But if every time they see you, you're composed, focused, and unshakable, they'll have no choice but to respect you. 3. Stop explaining. Just show them. Don't say, "I'll prove you wrong." Just prove them wrong. Don't say, "I'm serious about this." Just be serious about it. Don't say, "I deserve respect." Just carry yourself like someone who deserves it. Because here's the truth. The people who don't take you seriously now, they're watching. And every time you follow through, every time you stand firm, every time you show up with confidence, they notice. Final takeaways. How to make people take you seriously for good. Let's go over what we've learned. 1. Master the power of silence. Stop over-explaining. Let your words hold weight. 2. Set boundaries with a firm tone. Stop letting people walk over you. Say what you mean and mean what you say. This say less but mean more. Confident people don't over-explain. They speak with certainty. 4. Walk, talk, and move with purpose. Your body language tells people how to treat you before you even speak. 5. Let your actions do the talking. If you show up every day like someone who is worthy of respect, if you hold your ground, follow through, and move with confidence, if you stop talking about who you want to be and just become that person, then trust me, people will start taking you seriously. And the best part? You won't have to force it. It'll happen naturally. So now, it's up to you. You can either keep wondering why people don't take you seriously, or you can start applying these 5 things and watch how everything changes. Now, if this helped you, do me a favor. Drop a comment and tell me which tip hit home the most. And if you're ready to start commanding respect, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep building that unshakable presence together. Let's make the world take us seriously, starting today.